في هذا اليوم الدراسي الذي يخص التربية الدامجة، وهو أمر مهم. تربية دامجة ليس فقط لذوي الهمم، ولكن كذلك لكل الطلبة والتلاميذ والمتعلمين من جميع المشارب. وبكل أرحب بالحضور الكريم، وأتمنى أن تستفيدوا من مداخلتي التي ستكون بحول الله وقوته باللغة الإنجليزية تحت عنوان لنبني جسور وليس حواجز. تعزيز التربية الدامجة هو تعزيز الانتماء أو شعور الانتماء للمجتمع. So without further ado, I will move on to my presentation, which is entitled Building Bridges Not Barriers, Fostering Inclusive Learning Environments, Promoting a Sense of Community. So this is the outline that I'm going or the points that I'm going to share with you after introducing this issue of inclusive education. The first point I want to focus on is understanding inclusive or inclusion in relation to community. The second point, benefits of an inclusive school community. The third point, the impact of inclusive learning environments on students with and without disabilities. And the last point is the role of teachers in fostering inclusive learning environments, then a conclusion. So let me start by this quote by Diane Richler, who is an expert, a Canadian expert on inclusive education, and which claims inclusion is not a strategy to help people fit into the systems and structures which exist in our societies. It is about transforming those systems and structures to make it better for everyone. Inclusion is about creating a better world for everyone. So from this quote, we see that the focus is on making the systems, the educational systems and the educational structures adapt to learners, to students, and not asking learners to adapt to the system. It is the system which should adapt to the learner differences and the learner profiles. So this tells us that the need for fostering inclusive learning environments has never been more compelling than it is today. It is very urgent to go for inclusion in our learning environments. This is because inclusive classrooms not only recognize students' differences, but they also celebrate these differences as a sign of diversity. And diversity is positive, not negative. When we have different types of students, different profiles, coming from different backgrounds, whether they are social, cultural, linguistic, or it has to do with something that is neural, that is the functioning of the brain. So, ensuring that every student is offered an equal and equitable opportunity to learn, to grow, and to thrive in a world full of challenges. Okay, the world is today, especially today's world, is full of challenges. So we have to empower our students to learn in different environments with different challenges, to grow, okay, at the level of their personality, their mind, okay, their emotional, side, and to thrive, to survive, okay, and to be resilient in this challenging world. So at the heart of this inclusive approach to education lies the existence of differences in brain functioning. So inclusive education targets those differences of brain functioning, like autism, like ADHD, dyslexia, aphasia, dyspraxia, and the like. which are actually not deficits to be medically redefined, okay, to remedy them using the medical approach, but they are neurodiversity to be socially valued and respected in society. It means that people with autism, with dyslexia, with dyspraxia, and the like, they should be valued in their society. They should be respected, because there are some disorders which we have nothing to do about them, or not too much to do about them, okay, in order to change the person. We can't change the person. The person has those, have to adapt ourselves, to adapt the system, to adapt everything to the person, not to ask the person to adapt, okay, to this. And I would like to draw your attention that inclusion or inclusive education is not only about, okay, this neurodiversity, okay, those disorders, mental disorders or psychological disorders, whether they are visible or invisible, but it is also about, okay, other differences, as I stated before, linguistic differences. For example, when we are teaching in a primary school and we are teaching in a region, okay, in Amazigh region, okay, and there are students who speak a lot of, or they are used to speaking the Amazigh language more than Arabic or the mother tongue. So we don't have to ask those pupils to adapt to the teaching we carry in the class. They have to, but we have to cater for their differences. We have to support those students who are used to using the Amazigh language more than Arabic, so that we integrate them in the learning environment bit by bit. So in order to understand inclusion in relation to community, let us look at how international organizations look at education and define the concept of education. For UNICEF, every child has the fundamental right to quality education. Quality education. One that helps them acquire basic literacy and numeracy, enjoy learning without fear, and feel valued and included, irrespective of where they come from. So, in this excerpt from the UNICEF, I highlighted enjoy learning without fear. It means that students, pupils, or even at university, they have anyone who is learning should learn without fear, without being afraid, without having their psychological state destabilized. Feel valued and included. They should feel that they have value as human beings, and they should that they are part of the large community. Then the Article 26 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights also states that education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect of human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial and religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. So here again, in this article from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, okay, I highlighted the full development of the human being, okay, personality. When we teach, we develop the humans. We work on the human being. This is the product that we want by the end. Okay, good citizenship with a strong personality. Then understanding, promoting. Education should promote understanding between different, okay, cultures, different peoples. Tolerance, tolerate each other, okay, and accept the other, okay, who is different from us. And of course, without forgetting to keep our identity. Okay, if I accept you as different, I have my identity, I have my principles, and I have to respect them. I'm not to be like the other, but I just consider the other that he is or she is unique in their own way. Friendship among all nations. okay? But we have to be friends and not foes, not enemies, okay? Racial or religious groups, okay? So here we talk about differences, whether they are related to race, religion, or any other traits. So if this is education, okay, or the concept of education and how it is conceived by those international organizations, then inclusive education means to teach all students together in a normal school class setting. It means that to include those students in the mainstream, okay, to teach them, okay, and to have them sit by the side of their, okay, normal peers, where they all receive teaching that corresponds to their abilities and interests, okay, as those researchers Anastasia Kaufman and Donovan Hug claim. And this goes hand in hand with the Salamanca Statement of 1994. This statement states or includes all groups of students in danger or facing problems in school because of their diversity. The Salamanca Statement details the normative principles for inclusion. It includes, or it deals with, or it sets, establishes the principles of normative principles of inclusion that recognize institutions that include every student, highlight diversity as an asset and not as a handicap, support learning, and respond to individual needs of students as well. In a nutshell, the core of the Salamanca Statement can be summarized as follows. Every child, this is one of the principles, every child has a fundamental right to education and must be given the opportunity to achieve and maintain acceptable levels of learning. So here it's about being equal, okay, having learners, students, pupils, children equal in their learning. Education systems should be designed to take account of the diversity of children's unique characteristics, interests, abilities, and learning needs. And this is about educational policy. Okay, we have to design policies that respect this diversity and that acknowledge diversity as something positive and something enriching and empowering to students, to teachers, and to individuals, to the community as a whole. Those children with special needs education or special educational needs must have access to mainstream schools which should accommodate them within a child-centered pedagogy capable of meeting these needs. Here, it means that those disabled or special educational needs students have to be included in the mainstream. It means with all the rest of students, okay, and should not be regarded as to have or to be marginalized or isolated. They have to be in the mainstream. They have to belong to the community and to adopt pedagogies which take the learner, the students, the pupil, the child as the center of the teaching learning process. So here it is the child which is the center and the focus. And when we make the child, when we make the student, the learner, the pupil, the center, it means that all the other stakeholders, all the other contributors have to cooperate in order to serve that student. So in the light of the Salamanca Statements, the UNICEF and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, inclusion in relation to community refers to the practice of ensuring all students, regardless of their differences, whatever those differences are, whether they are physical, whether they are social, they are cultural, linguistic, etc., etc., have the opportunity to participate fully, feel respected, and be valued within the community. So it is about value, giving value to human beings, individuals within the community. And this involves creating learning environments where every student, including those who may be marginalized or disadvantaged due to factors such as race, gender, disability, socioeconomic status, or other, can access resources, learning opportunities, and experiences to enjoy their learning and reach maturity. Because when students enjoy their learning, and they are not afraid, they don't feel that they are excluded, they grow and they reach their maturity. And this is the essence of educating. When we educate, we want to reach this. We want by the end to have, citizens with good well-being, whether it is mental, physical, emotional, or whatever. This leads us to talk about the benefits of inclusive community or school community. What are the benefits of creating those inclusive schools? The benefits of creating inclusive learning environments transcends the school boundaries. It's not only inside school that students, teachers, and all those taking part in this process of teaching and learning benefit from inclusion, but it extends to the community at large, to society, because students live and learn with others in a range of communities, in the families, and the family is a community. Early childhood settings like kindergartens, those little pupils or children who go to kindergartens, حضانات, local communities and global communities, especially now through technological tools like social media, all of us, with our differences, we interact with people, from the four corners of the world, from every part in the world. So the benefits extend to different types of communities. There are many benefits of inclusive education, but I am going to focus on four. Inclusive education enhances social cohesion. When we include learners, pupils, students, in the teaching learning process, we target social cohesion. We make them be part of the community. We make them have a sense of belonging. They belong. They feel that they belong to the community because they create friendships, with their peers in school, in the classroom, and they create a human connection with people in their community. It means that they feel that they are human, and they are equal and equitable to the others. Also, another benefit is increased innovation and creativity. When we include learners in the mainstream schools, they feel that they are able to contribute to the community, to innovate, to create, to be creative, and to find solutions to problems that are faced by the community. Also, another important benefit is that we have more resilient communities. It is about resilience. Resilience is to be able to survive and to thrive in times of challenge, in times of crisis. When there are crises or there is a crisis, you can find ways to be resilient and to strive. Also, economic growth, very important, because if inclusive education does not serve the economy and sustainable development of society, it's useless. And when students with special needs or disabled students with visible or invisible handicaps, they feel that they are part of the community, they are included, they are valued and respected, they contribute, to the growth of the economic growth of the community. So those are the benefits for of inclusive education for the community. Then we have the impacts of inclusive learning environments on students, with disabilities and without disabilities. And what is this impacts? So inclusive learning environments, impact students with disabilities in the following ways. They experience full citizenship in school and in their community, which gives them a sense of belonging. When you experience the disabled student experiences this sense of citizenship, of belonging, they feel that they are included and they belong to the community. They establish a wide circle of friends which fosters their social skills. They widen their human connection, as I said, their friendship circle, and this helps them develop their social skills. They experience academic challenges like their non-disabled counterparts. They are no more considered. They are not able because of their handicap, because of their disability, but they can experience academic challenges in the same way. They enjoy the satisfaction of achievements, which makes them enjoy learning. When students are satisfied in with their achievements, they achieve something, they achieve goals, they reach a goal that they have set for themselves, like being successful, like choosing a specialty and excelling in it. They enjoy learning. They feel that learning is useful. They learn to rely more on friends than teachers through peer teaching. تعليم بالمدار. It means that they rely because they sit next to their non-disabled counterparts, non-disabled friends or peers. So there is that cooperation between them. They cooperate the disabled with the non-disabled, and they rely on them more than they rely on just the teacher. They take new risks and solve problems on their own, and this is very important. We want those disabled learners or students to be able to solve their own problems, different types of problems, whether in community, in school, or whatever. They discover that they can master activities they may not have tried in special education classes. Sometimes there are certain restricted activities, done in special education classes, but in a normal or mainstream class, they experience other activities and excel in them. In the same way, inclusive learning environments impact the non-disabled students. It means that students who are in the mainstream, who are normal. So those students realize that each person has gifts, talents, and challenges, and this is very important. That not only because they are non-disabled, they are normal, that they have talent, but the others also have talent. Others also experience challenges, and they are gifted. They learn that to move beyond their stereotypes about people with disabilities. It means that they get rid of those stereotypes, what is said about those who are disabled. They develop a better understanding of citizenship for all, They understand that citizenship is not only for normal people, but for everybody. Everyone is a citizen of the community. They appreciate the similarities and differences among all people. Okay, they become mature in understanding that we are different as human beings. We are not the same. We can't be the same. Each one is unique in their own way. They work on their shortcomings. Okay, when they have faults with themselves, those normal students, they work on them, as I said, correcting their mindsets. Okay, or reactivating their mindsets and correcting what is wrong in their thinking. They increase their level of comfort around all people. They become able to feel comfortable with different types of people and not get embarrassed when they have to deal with people with disabilities. They solve real-life challenges by finding creative approaches to problems faced by students with disabilities. And this is very important because the normal student helps the disabled student in solving problems, and they cooperate and they work together. So the last point is the role of teachers in fostering inclusive learning environments. Also, there are other stakeholders like the Ministry of Education, there are the school staff or the administration staff, etc. But why the role of the teacher? Because the teacher is the first one in confront with deals directly with those special needs students or with students in general, not only special needs. So teachers play a critical role in fostering inclusive learning environments where all students, regardless of their differences, feel valued, supported, and empowered to learn. And this huge responsibility, it is a huge responsibility, it's not easy. The teacher, the job of the teacher is not easy. Because if I have, in this room, I have different types of students, let alone, disabled students, and I have to cater for all of them. I have to serve all of them, and without excluding anyone. Not because this student is shy, is an introvert, is not an extrovert, cannot participate, cannot talk like the others, that I have to exclude him or her. I have to focus and to shed light on the students and the other students to be part of the school or the classroom community. This huge responsibility requires a combination of skills, awareness, the teacher should be aware, should have certain skills, and strategies to ensure that every student has the opportunity to succeed, because we want everyone to succeed, everyone to achieve, and not be excluded or lag behind. So teachers can foster an inclusive learning environment in their classes by taking the following steps. First, promoting equity and fairness through differentiated pedagogy, which caters to various learning styles, abilities, and learning paces. Pedagogia الفارقية. This works well with inclusive education. If you want to make an inclusive classroom, you have to use this differentiated pedagogy to serve different styles, different abilities in the classroom, and different interests. Creating a safe and supportive environment by establishing clear expectations for behavior, by actively managing conflicts, and by encouraging empathy and respect among students. So the job of the teacher is not only to teach and to transmit information, but to resolve conflicts, to make students have this mutual respect not only towards the teacher, but towards each other as well, so that we have an atmosphere of a peaceful atmosphere of learning and a motivating atmosphere. Teaching strategies that promote inclusion by using different didactic tools, such as visual aids, hands-on activities, technological tools, or cooperative learning strategies to make content accessible to all students. It means that if you want all students to make use of the resources, of the content, of the learning opportunities, you have to diversify the didactic tools to serve different types of students. You have to serve students who are tactile, who prefer to work with their hands, those who are visual, those who are auditory, those who are hyperactive, who keep moving from one place to another. So you have to admit all this. Recognizing and valuing diversity, for example, by incorporating culturally relevant materials in their syllabus. It means that you have to value diversity by, for example, bringing in cultural practices and making students discuss them. The example of our country, for example, linguistic diversity. Okay, we have Amazigh students and non-Amazigh students. Here we can bring Amazigh cultural practices in class and let students discuss them and accept those practices. Also, fostering collaborative learning by organizing activities that promote teamwork, mutual respect, and problem-solving skills. Okay, students need to be collaborative through teamwork. They have to work in groups. They have to work in pairs. Okay, and not exclude, but include all of them, so that they respect each other, they listen to each other, they respect their opinions, and they tolerate each other's opinions. Using differentiated assessment, not only differentiated pedagogy, but differentiated assessment. التقييم أو التقويم الفارقي كذلك. Okay? Through flexible assessment methods that allow students to show their understanding in a way that suits their strengths and learning needs, because we have different types of students, and if there are disabled students, students with disabilities, we have to serve them. For example, if I have visually impaired students, I have to opt, instead of asking the student to write, which is difficult for them, I ask them to have, or I set them for an oral test to speak. Tactile. Students who have problems with movement. You have to find a tool or a method to assess them instead of imposing on them the same assessment tool. Providing individualized support by using formative assessment to find out who needs extra support. This is very important. While teaching, we have to do this individualized support to support students with disabilities who may not learn at the same pace as the other students, who may lag behind. So don't let them lag behind, but you can have some time to give them extra support. Encouraging autonomy and ownership of learning by teaching students how to set realistic academic goals, monitor their progress, and seek help when they need it. And this is very important to instill this sense of autonomy, to make them depend on themselves, to make them be proud of doing something for themselves, and not all the time serve them. Let them set goals and work on themselves to reach them. Modeling inclusive behavior by using inclusive language, showing respect for diverse abilities, and challenge with stereotypes and prejudices to eradicate them. And this modeling of inclusive behavior by using inclusive language, لغة دارجة. It means that don't label the student. If you have a student with a handicap, don't call the students by this handicap. Call them by their names so that they feel that they have value. And by this, you transmit a message to the other students that we don't call people by their handicap, but we call them by their names, and we eradicate the stereotype. Engaging families and communities by communicating regularly with families and working with community organizations to support diverse needs of students. This is very important. The teacher should not deal only with the students, and especially if students with disabilities, they have to deal with their parents, with their families, they have to interact with them, to communicate with them, because families know their children very well. They can help you, okay, with dealing with those students. Also, organizations, associations are very important because they can collaborate and cooperate with the teacher to solve problems for those disabled learners. By way of conclusion, inclusive education is essential. It's very imperative for building bridges towards vibrant, cohesive, and sustainable communities. Okay, it's a must. We have to include everybody. Education is for all. EFA, that is, okay, the projects by the United Nations. Inclusive education involves more than just creating opportunities for participation. It requires a deep commitment. We should be committed to understanding and respecting diversity and actively working to eliminate barriers to access. Okay? Students with disabilities have to have access to everything. All the resources, all the opportunities like their normal counterparts. A truly inclusive school ensures that all students feel that they belong and can contribute to the collective well-being of the whole community. This is very important. Okay? When we cooperate, when we feel included, when we feel we are part of the community, we work, okay, towards the well-being of the whole community, the good of the community. Therefore, teachers can play, again, the focus is on the teacher, can play key roles in fostering inclusive learning environments by adapting their teaching strategies, recognizing diversity, offering individualized support, as I said, promoting culture of respect and belonging. Teachers can create classrooms where all students have the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. So this does not mean that the other stakeholders, okay, in the educational system are excluded. Everybody should cooperate. The Ministry of Education, the administration staff, the parents, organizations, associations, all should cooperate to make inclusive education a success if we want to have sustainable communities and developed communities. Thank you for your attention, and I'm sorry if...
قبل المغادرة لا تنسوا الاشتراك في قناة العمق المغربي وتفعيل الجرس ليصلكم كل جديد، ولا تنسوا مشاركة الفيديو والضغط على زر الإعجاب.